And we are live, everybody. Good evening and welcome to Fowl Territory 332. I am your host, Gizzard Gary, and it is Monday, October 27th. So, welcome, one and all, to the show. And as you can tell, the Chiefs are playing, so I have on my Chiefs hat tonight. But we are doing the Fowl Territory, and we are, as always, if I can get the ticker going, we are sponsored by Aegis Gun Care, the leader in performance and protection. And so, of course, we would like to thank them for their contributions to the show. I'm going to put their QR code up in the corner. Anyway, let's see who we got out there. So far today, we have the gun snob who was in here 10 minutes early, said, "Come on, I'm tired of waiting." We have J Delta 22NC. We have Pack Rats Attic, and we have Rich White out there and in here. We have Dale Pogue out in the audience. Also, Fluffy 10mm Jeep Guy and Alaska 1 Andy is out there. Guns and Barbecue out there and in here. We got TJ Fishing all the way from down under. Good day, mate. We got Weston is out there. And we have Jacob S. is in the audience. Denny's Plant-Based Journey is also out there. He says, "Go Chiefs." Heck yeah. We have Ozzy Orsborn barking at the moon out there. We have gun websites. We have Artac and Daughters. We have PlaneNut 767. Ozzy says Chiefs Kingdom rules. Absolutely. We have Ron 2A Matters out there. The Gun Snob says, "Just got back. Hello to all who said hi to me and everyone else." We have Justin Lowe out there. And so we have 17 people out there watching this show so far. So I guess it is time to bring on tonight's panel. So here they are, ladies and gentlemen. So let's welcome first. He comes to us from the valleys of West Virginia. He is a host of This Week Unloaded on the Unloaded Media Channel. And let's say hello to Rich White.
Yo.
How original. All right. Glad to see you. I want to say hello to Boomstick, who just joined us out there in the chat. So let's welcome our second panelist, who seems to be cycling through every avatar he has so far. He can't decide which one he wants to use. But you might know this guy. He comes to us from the Keystone State. He shoots guns, he shoots pictures, and he cooks food outside. So let's say hello to the chat ruiner, heavyweight champion, Guns and Barbecue is here.
Good evening. It's hard being the champ. This title's getting really, really heavy, but I'm proud to wear it. Welcome, everybody. Remember, if you raise $100 worth of super chats, I will leave the panel for the evening.
All right. Want to say hello to New York Outcast. All right. Joining us
Rob,
all the way from New York.
That wasn't me, man. That was my internet's fault. I couldn't get anything to work right when I was trying to get things loaded.
Some of us do live streams, even though our favorite team is playing on Monday Night Football. And it may or may not be really on right next to me here.
I had that on the phone. I was trying to watch that on the phone while I was getting everything set up, and nothing was wanting to work right.
So we do have a giveaway later on in the show. The hashtag to enter said giveaway is hashtag FT332, just like the show, Fowl Territory 332. So the hashtag is #FT332. So if you're out there on Twitch, we're also multicasting to Twitch and to Rumble. Should be anyway. So if you're out there on those platforms, you can also enter out there, I do believe. And it should work. So if you follow my channel and look at my community post, you'll see that I had some dialogue with Team YouTube on X this last week, and they verified that the channel handles that are appearing in the chat are a feature, not a bug. That's something they said. And let me see if I can bring that up, as a matter of fact. Let's see. Their reply was, "Thanks for reaching out. We've launched handles in live chat because, unlike channel names, handles are unique. They help you stand out so people can find and interact with you, and also make it easier to confirm if you're engaging with the right person." So they're rolling this out to channels as we speak. So not everybody has this feature yet. So there you go. I want to say hello to Blitz out there in the chat. Also, Artek and Daughters is out there. So we've got quite the menagerie out there. 23 people watching this. All right. We also have Viejo. All right. How about that? Rob D says Gary gets features while Rich gets the bugs. Okay. I guess that works.
He has a comb. He'll be all right.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
So got some people getting their hashtags out there for the giveaway. We got 10 entries so far. So before we get rolling, what's going on, gentlemen? Speak to me.
I don't know.
Make something up if you want to.
I heard about what?
I said the shutdown's still going.
Yep.
You're not making that. Rob D says eat a salad. How about that? Did anybody eat a salad today?
Nope.
Steak,
baked
I
potato,
ate
corn.
If you count eating things that eat salad, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, we're gonna go there.
Pack Rats Addict says, I might not make it next week as we are moving. The Gun Snob says, hashtag Rich was incorrect. Wow.
Ooh. I gotta say, pigs are magical. They
ate a
take
salad
salad.
yesterday.
I didn't eat a steak, baked potato, and corn tonight then? Okay.
Denny says, chili dog for lunch and pizza for supper. Does that count as a salad?
I'm struggling with that.
I'm not sure about that. We may have to go to replay on that one.
I don't know though. Pigs are magical creatures. They take salad and turn it into bacon.
Snob says, no, just in general, Rich. Oh, wow. Boomstick says, since I've retired, I've noticed my wife talks way too much. Wow. Hopefully your wife doesn't watch this show.
He's probably thinking she doesn't. She's just listening in the background, and that was only to be read, not read aloud.
Kansas City throws a touchdown pass to Travis Kelce and goes up on Washington 20-7 in a third quarter.
Friggin' Travis Kelce.
Nice. Let's see. Most women do, Boomstick says Snob. Justin Lowe says, boom, just say your dishwasher is making noise. Denny says he becomes the all-time leader in touchdowns for Kansas City. That is correct.
Took him long enough.
He can retire now. PAT is good. 21-7, Kansas City. There's your football report. Which probably means G-Webs, if he's in here, is probably left by now. Nope, you guys talked about sports. I'm out. But I got my Chiefs hat on here, folks. Come on. What do you want from me? But anyway, let's see if I can find us something to talk about, because I think we need something to talk about. Don't you?
Well, I was going to mention that the Department of Justice is asking that a conviction of possessing magazines greater than 10 rounds in D.C. that a gentleman was convicted of be, I don't remember the exact wording, but I believe I think they're essentially looking for an expungement of that. And from what I understand, the Department of Justice actually went on to say that they're not going to prosecute any of these cases anymore as they are unconstitutional.
Justin Lowe wants to know, has anyone seen a Marlin 1894 10 millimeter yet? I haven't.
No.
I have not. So let's take a look at something real quick. Well, I don't know how quick it'll be, but this one was kind of interesting. I read it this afternoon. It says, what happens when AI thinks a bag of chips is a gun?
Huh?
Yeah. Talkie Allen was hanging out with friends and waiting for a ride home after football practice at Kenwood High School in Baltimore County, Maryland last week.
Oh, that explains
when
this
police
now.
rolled up and allegedly confronted him at gunpoint about a pistol they thought he was carrying. Allen was placed in handcuffs and searched, but no gun was found. Instead, it was apparently a bag of Doritos that Allen was holding that triggered a weapons alert issued by an AI-powered security system. Okay, we're quoting here. I was just holding a Doritos bag. It was 2 hands and 1 finger out, and they said it looked like a gun, Allen told WBAL. CNN reached out to the Baltimore County Police Department for comment. The department told WBAL officers responded to a report of a suspicious person with a weapon, but determined the person was unarmed after a search. Kenwood Principal Kate Smith said the school district security department reviewed and canceled the gun detection alert after confirming there was no weapon, according to a statement sent to parents that was shared with CNN. Smith said she reported the matter to Kenwood school resource officer who called local police for support. The principal didn't immediately realize the alert had been canceled, a spokesperson for Baltimore County Public Schools told WBAL. We understand how upsetting this was for the individual that was searched, as well as the other students who witnessed the incident, Smith said in the statement. Please know that ensuring the safety of our students and school community is one of our highest priorities. Omni Alert, which is a company behind the AI-based weapons detection system, said that the alert should have triggered a human review, but argues that otherwise the system worked exactly as it's supposed to prioritize safety and awareness through rapid human verification. Yeah, if you want to call the deployment of multiple police officers, handcuffs, and a pat-down rapid human verification, I suppose that's true. And that does appear to be okay with school officials. Despite the controversial fallout, Baltimore County Public School Superintendent Miriam Rogers said the system worked how it was meant to. The program is based on human verification, and in this case, the program did what it was supposed to do, which was to signal an alert and for humans to take a look to find out if there was cause for concern in that moment, Rogers said. Humans is a pretty broad term. What Rogers really means is that once an alert goes out, it will be law enforcement who will respond to take a look that will involve detaining someone at gunpoint, placing them in handcuffs, and grilling them on a weapon that they may or may not have. Video shows officers handcuffing Allen and searching him. Once they realized he's not armed, police removed the handcuffs and explained what happened while also thanking Allen for cooperating, which obviously I think you would if a gun was pointed at you. Officers then allowed Allen to see a picture of the alert depicting a crumpled up bag of chips that resembled a gun. While huddled together assessing the picture, multiple officers conclude the picture looks more like a bag rather than a weapon. I mean, shouldn't that assessment have been made before arriving on campus? It's hard to entirely fault the officers here. They got a report about a student with a gun after all. It's the fact that the system used by Baltimore County schools can look at a bag of chips and determine it's a gun that's a real issue. These weapon detection systems can also fail to detect weapons, which is another issue entirely. but the false positives that they can generate have the potential to do real harm. In this case, thankfully, the worst thing that happened to Alan was having a gun pointed at him, but it's not hard to imagine a situation where shots are fired because law enforcement mistakenly believes an individual is armed. As one of the officers told Alan afterwards, AI is not the best. It's also one thing to use these systems in K-12 schools where firearms are generally prohibited. What happens, though, when these systems are rolled out in and around places where we can exercise our Second Amendment rights? Even if AI successfully determines someone has a pistol, it can't know whether or not someone is lawfully carrying that firearm. Suspicions of carrying a firearm shouldn't be reason enough to stop and search someone absent, but that doesn't mean they don't happen, especially in places where concealed carry licensees are few and far between. AI is getting pretty good at making Will Smith eat spaghetti, but if it can still mistake a bag of Doritos for a pistol, it shouldn't be used to identify weapons. At the very least, it's going to lead to some uncomfortable moments, but it could easily lead to an officer-involved shooting when there's no legitimate threat at all. All right, what do you think of that? Kind of scary, isn't it?
It's so dumb.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
the system did exactly what it was designed to do. No, it didn't. It didn't.
No, it didn't at all.
I certainly
It's supposed
hope
to detect. It's supposed to detect firearms. It detected a bag that was apparently in the shape of a firearm. Then after the police looked at it, they're like, "No, that definitely looks like a bag."
He's got dangerous
no,
chips.
it did not do what it's supposed to at all. But then we got the issue where I don't like the idea that they're using AI for this, because how easy would it be to go, oh, we were wrong, but have a system set up where it just, alters video or a still image or anything else where, oh, that definitely looks like a firearm now. So it's not wrong.
So
Because
hi.
they can take in, sorry.
I was going to say hello to Agorizer out there in the chat. Also, Vanessa Kitty is out there. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, they obviously can set this up where they could just be like, hey, this was wrong this time. This was wrong this time. And obviously that last part's going down a bit of a conspiracy theory rabbit hole, but I don't trust it.
Rob D says, kid probably needs therapy now. He'll never eat chips again. We also have Abigail Finnegan out there. She says fluffy police agencies have been hiring right off the short bus for years now. Well, I don't think the police did anything wrong. They just got kind of bad information here.
Yeah.
Backrat says, can we say lawsuits?
But at the same time, so if this is happening, was this at a high school or elementary school, right?
Was at a high school, Kenwood High School in Baltimore County, Maryland.
So nothing's happening. They show up, guns drawn, and point them at the student who isn't brandishing or anything else. Now, there's a lot to unpack, because sure, they got the report that there's a gun in the school, but if they're making contact with the student who's oblivious and has nothing in his hands.
By the way, I want to say welcome to Gun Websites, who has joined the panel. Good evening.
Hey, thanks for hosting. Thanks for the link.
You have some comments about this story. You said that you thought that AI is not something we should worry about. So,
for sure, this is anti-gun. This whole shit. This is trying to use scare tactics to get people emotionally worried about a machine. Stupid. It's anti-gun. It's fear over something that you either don't know or you could care less about, but they want you to have an opinion. Who wrote this one? This was from a gun thing usually you read, right?
This was from Bearing Arms. It was written by Cam Edwards.
Yeah, it's sad. I never really had a lot of respect for that guy, and this is one of the reasons why he's willing to throw things under the bus. So we're going to just give AI to China because one thing happened?
No, but do we need AI tracking every person that is walking down the street or anything else. Walking. I mean,
This
is it real?
This is kids in school, right? In high school.
Yep. But you don't
Well,
think this is going to be rolled out elsewhere?
The first one to cry that we need to have something in schools whenever a murderer decides to do something in a place where the thing we know, and then the media takes that on, and then our reaction on this side is to say we need more security in schools. So here's more security in schools, and there we are also saying we should give AI to China, hide in a hole, put our head in a bucket, because the media told us that, because some guy in the gun media told us that, who doesn't know shit about AI, says that AI pictures are weird. So somehow that means logarithms that look at video are anything near the same. That's like saying, I seen a car, therefore motorcycles are no good. So there's no logic here. This is just an emotional article written by
Well, no, because
AI.
If the AI job was to spot motorcycles and then it reported a car as a motorcycle, then there's a huge problem with that AI.
No, there's not a huge problem. It's a learning thing, and that's how the things learn, and that was a mistake. So everything has to be perfect for you, or it doesn't exist, or it can't be used. It has to be perfect. Therefore, gun owners have to be perfect. Everything has to be perfect, or else it's illegal, or it shouldn't be used, or we shouldn't use it in society, and we should leave it for the Chinese. Because AI exists, AI moves different, is moving every single day in a direction.
It's not an argument about AI in general, G. It's about the way it's being implemented here.
I'm talking on my rage is about the story and the fact that it's allowing you, somebody who's pro-gun, to be anti-AI because
I'm not anti-AI. I never said that.
Okay, so you're just taking the position of the anti-AIs, saying it made a mistake once. The police reacted in the way that the guy in the article said that it shouldn't have reacted. And I got in here and all you were saying is all the reasons why it should never be used, which is saying give it to China.
In this situation.
Well, we sit here and do nothing because one thing happened wrong. We're going to let our adversaries take advantage of that and do anything they want with the technology while we sit here.
If China wants to be a police state and go and spy on their citizens and be like, oh, do they have a knife? Do they have a gun? Do they have this? Are they walking down the street with a staff?
Bad. It's horrible what they do, but they're doing it today and tomorrow and the next day, and we're going to do nothing, put our head in a bucket. It doesn't make any sense to do nothing because some guy who doesn't know nothing about it wrote a story that says we should be scared of something that he doesn't understand.
He never said we should be scared. He was criticizing the AI and the way it was used here, and all I said was I don't like how it was used here. I never said that AI is a bad thing. Like, I don't know where you're getting this. You just heard AI and you're automatically going, oh, he hates AI.
All right, well, so if we can't talk in generalities, now you're going to pull a Yankee on me, and now I have to be precise on everything. I can't talk about you when I'm talking about the world or the guy who wrote the article, which I've said a million times, or just the concept that AI is the bad guy here, or technology is scary, which is what this echo chamber crap is all about, which this article was written to appease, is the people who are like, I don't understand AI, I don't like it. We should put our head in a bucket and not use it. That's what I'm raging against, is the concept that, yeah, let's get on board to throw an AI away and not doing anything with it because it's not perfect yet. It's just dumb.
Rich, you're being awful quiet about this.
By intent.
Oh, cat got your tongue? One of many.
I had a similar conversation with school board tonight. Didn't know that the school board was going to be at this event that was happening at the school, but they were. And at the end of the event, they're like, hey, so this isn't technically a school board meeting, but we want to kind of hear your guys' opinions while we're here. So it got brought up about the school district was going to start requiring kids to carry clear book bags if they wanted to carry them from class to class. And something else that's happening, which is news as of tonight, at least to me, is that they're going to be implementing metal detectors. And so I got them said, one, you guys need to get the lockers fixed if you're going to be requiring clear book bags or anything like that, because one, we're already into the school year. Everybody's bought book bags, things like that. But two, like, the lockers don't work, period. and I told him, I was like, go out and try, any two lockers. I bet, one of them is going to be extremely difficult to open. So then I went into the whole metal detector thing. I was like, you just mentioned that, at the end of this school year, we're going to be really strapped for funds and, what they had to do in 2015, all this fun jazz. And I went into, CDC, FBI say that there's like 400 mass killings a year, all that fun jazz. That's nationwide at all kinds of quote unquote sensitive places and people's homes, all that. As like, if you look at what just happens at schools, as like, and then if you break that down to what happens at school hours, because, as long as there is anything that happens with a firearm on school property where a shot's fired, even if it's 3 a.m., that counts as a, school quote unquote shooting. Then as like, if you take all that and look at it as like, that percentage likelihood is super small. I was like, so what is going on in our school district that we need metal detectors? And the superintendent said, you're right. It's a super small number. It's actually less than half of 1%, but that's not a number that I'm willing to gamble with with our students' lives.
So he wallet though. That he don't care about. There's no. Go ahead.
So I was just going to say, like, I'm not one who just blanketly goes, oh, more security in schools or any crap like that, because at the end of the day, students are going to do what they want to do. Unfortunately, the likelihood of any crap like that happening super friggin' small. So, and that's where I come in with the AI. The likelihood super small.
I mean, we agree largely. We agree on most of this. I think it's ridiculous to jump at the. Anyway, I agree with you on all that. The thing is also, this is a logarithm in a video thing, which is not AI. It's a logarithm. It's totally different. That's another reason why it's anti-gun, essentially, because they're using the unawareness. I don't want to say ignorance, because it's us, right? The people that are regular people who just don't give a shit about AI. It's not like I care about AI. I just don't like us to be duped because we're just unaware. And people that don't have a skin in the game could care less about AI. Have no reason in the country that, you're free to do what you want. You don't have to care about AI. But if you're then going to be manipulated by people who use that unawareness or their ignorance, in a nice way, against us, then that's where it's messed up. And that's what they do with gun control. And that's where this one isn't necessary. We're smart enough to handle phones. We're smart enough to handle the internet. We're smart enough to handle cars that, can drive for us and stuff, which already exist, which are not AI. You know what I mean? Like, we've had cars that could steer and keep us in the lanes and stuff. We've had those for a long time now. People are comfortable with them. But now that there's a little bit of a jump in the three-dimensional databases or the large language models, and now everything gets just lumped into AI. We've seen some movies where, like, Terminator or the Whopper or whatever, help us to kind of, whatever the word is, personalize or personalize. What's that called? Whatever that word is. The whole concept. Yeah. Thanks. Personify the whole concept of, like, being scared of technology. That's where it's like, I just see that as a slippery slope. So anyway, I agree with you on that concept that, like, it's ridiculous to force school districts and the parents and the kids to suffer through preventing something that's never going to fucking happen. Never going to happen. And it only happens when the media creates the situation, when they feel it's needed to break the tension or something. And anyway, that's a whole nother tangent, but that's why I'm passionate about it. Or, I wanted to bring it up because just listening to that guy who's a gun guy, like, ignorantly bash on things, calling what that stuff is happening in that school AI is ridiculous. And that's just, it's like when they say assault rifle all the time to scare people. AI they're using that to scare people who just don't care about technology enough to care about technology. And there's no reason to have to care about technology. Nobody should have to care about technology. There's like tons of stuff. There's a ton of stuff I don't care about. I'm not used to being in Gizzard just yet. There's a ton of stuff I don't care about that I don't expect anybody to, worry about me caring about it. So I don't expect people to care about this. I'm just throwing it out there so that we know that That article's super anti-gun. I would tell that guy too if he ever when that guy's scared. He's basically legacy media. He won't go on live shows. He'll only go on shows that he's hosting or whatever. And I mean him, like all those writers. Those writers they're not in touch anymore. Well, most of them.
All right. So,
is that what you're hoping for, Gary?
What's that?
Is that what you're hoping for?
Well, I think we got some good discussion on it that kind of took a turn I didn't see it taking, but that's why we have these discussions. I didn't really see it from that side of the argument, but it's an interesting argument that G-Webs makes there. And I think it's got some validity to it, so can't dismiss it, that's for sure. So, let's see, what time is it? 9:30? Let's see. We have time for something else real quick. Let me see. Oh, that's way too long. I'm not reading that thing. Okay, this one's fairly short, and this might interest some people in the audience too. So let's put this on the screen. And this one says military preventing some veterans from buying guns due to titling. This is by Tom Knighton, also on the Bearing Arms website. And it says, in the wake of the Sutherland Springs shooting, the military had to answer for quite a bit. The killer in that mass murder was a dishonorably discharged member of the Air Force who never should have been able to buy guns lawfully. A push began to fix the NICS database by having the Department of Defense include military members who should be prohibited under existing law. Sounded fine to many at the time. The problem? It seems that the military went way too far. Now, a lot of people who are never even charged are finding themselves prohibited from lawfully buying a gun. And reading this pop out here, it says, imagine serving your country honorably, never arrested, never convicted, yet finding out years later that the FBI lists you as a criminal. That's a reality for thousands of veterans and service members caught in a shadowy military justice practice called titling. Under this system, being named as a subject in a military investigation can place your name in federal criminal databases for up to 40 years, even if no crime was ever proven, no charges were filed, and no court ever found you guilty. The fallout? Veterans lose jobs, clearances, housing, and in many cases, their God-given Second Amendment rights. How titling turns the innocent into felons. The Defense Department's rulebook, DoD Instruction 5505.07, requires investigators to title anyone for whom there is credible information that they might have committed an offense. Credible information isn't evidence. It can be little more than an allegation. Once titled, your name is indexed into the Defense Central Index of Investigations and shared with the FBI's National Crime Information Center. These systems flag you like an arrest record, and that flag can appear in background checks, including those used for firearm purchases. Former Army prosecutor Frank Rosenblatt calls the threshold for titling a very low standard, far below the standard required at trial. It's an administrative act, not a legal finding, but one that carries the weight of a conviction in civilian life. One example given was a former Texas National Guard member who was alleged to have had alcohol, brought by someone else, mind you, at a party in violation of a local ordinance. The Army investigated and she was titled, though no charges were filed. Later, she was rejected as a chaperone for her kid's field trip because of it. Another example was a former Green Beret who tried to get his concealed carry permit renewed, only to find out he was branded a violent criminal despite no charges having ever been filed. So yeah, there are ramifications for this that impact the Second Amendment rights of law-abiding veterans. Did some people get titled who actually did stuff and just didn't get charged? Probably. Some people are just lucky enough not to get caught. But many more are just people who were accused of something and someone thought it was credible enough to be taken seriously. That's not sufficient grounds to essentially strip someone of their right to keep and bear arms for decades upon decades. People with the equivalent of a felony conviction under the military's justice system are one thing. People who are simply questioned or investigated without even charges being filed is way too far. We're not supposed to lose our rights without due process of law. While things like red flag laws cross that line, to say nothing of what's now happening in New York State, this is worse because it's federal and goes beyond just Second Amendment issues, as the former National Guard soldiers' experience attest. The Department of War needs to step up and fix this immediately, as does Congress. No one should be barred from anything because there is a suspicion of wrongdoing. Ever. All right, so thoughts about that one. I was not aware of this, by the way.
When you do that part where you swear your oath or whatever and you sign in or whatever that's called, then you're basically telling them you're signing a lot of rights away. You're not really a citizen when you're in the military. You can't sue the government and shit. So, I don't know. Back and forth on that. It sucks. People shouldn't be abused, but at the same time, can you imagine if everybody who's been in the military for 15 minutes could sue the government and the lawyers got involved with that? I mean, I don't know. It's a tough one.
I think the easiest way to solve this is just get rid of the 4473.
Yeah, I got to agree. That's the only way to look at this. That this is a situation that the military is going to be the military, and like I say, there's complications there. The answer to this is the whole thing, or the whole snag here is the 4473. It wouldn't even be an issue if there wasn't a 4473. And really, all it is what it's like getting a slap on the wrist on the military, since you kind of have different rights. It sounds like this is illustrating that something that's not whatever you call it, like not official, can stick with you.
Yeah, it's not even a slap on the wrist. These people were never actually accused of anything. There was just somebody said they did something, and so they put them in this file, and then there was never actually a criminal investigation or anything.
No, it's like almost like being in school. Like a superior officer can just be pissed at you, or even somebody in the clerk's office who just has access to your file especially back in the old days, could just literally put a piece of paper in your file. Who the hell's who's gonna ever know that? So yeah, this is shining light on a part of the military that's annoying, but at the same time, that's why bureaucracy is lame. I mean, that's why most people have been in the military don't like bureaucracy, because we understand that like this kind of junk is the junk that happens. But I'm not saying you got to change it. I think I'm same as that last one. Like my hesitancy, I'm too old to think that any of these articles are illuminating something that's never been brought to light before, that's never been exposed. They're usually recycling something that just people aren't familiar with. And this is shining light on an extreme example of how this gets abused. But I mean, this is again like having your principal or your teacher say this guy was a jerk or something in class, and then that sticking with you till you don't get your college degree or something, or you don't get paid in your job or something. It's annoying, but it doesn't happen to almost anybody, right? Millions of people probably have these same actions happen and they don't get denied for firearms or something, I'm assuming.
So there is one thing here, though. Like you said, military is going to military. And unfortunately, I don't see us getting rid of 4473s and background checks anytime soon. But at the end of the day, somebody should be able to go, would this have been one, if they were convicted in military court, would this have been a prohibiting offense for a civilian? And likewise, if it was never a conviction or anything else, it shouldn't matter. It flat out should not matter. It should not ding anybody, because it doesn't matter if you, as a civilian, if you're investigated or anything else, without the conviction and spending any time in jail, then you're good to go. Well, I shouldn't say and spending any time in jail, because you don't necessarily have to spend time in jail as long as you were convicted of a crime, up to 1 year imprisonment as a possibility.
All right. Rich, anything on that at all?
Well, the one was just somebody said that she may have drank alcohol in a place where alcohol is prohibited. There's nothing there. That shouldn't be on her record for anything, military or otherwise.
Well, I mean, let's say it was drunk in public, drunk
It wasn't
in.
even that. That's not even what they said. All it said was that she may have consumed alcohol in an area where alcohol was prohibited. Nothing came of it. There was nothing that came of it. That should not be in her permanent record, military or otherwise.
Right. It's not like drunk driving or murder or like jumped off a bridge or pushed somebody off a bridge. It's like that's a victimless crime, basically. It's a crime of like doing something that a sign says don't do.
Okay, I want to remind everybody that we will have a Gorn segment later. If you have Gorn to send to the program for us to look at later, send that to gorn@gizzardgary.com. But one thing you don't have to send is gear websites, because you don't have to send it at all. All you got to do is go to their website, because Gear Websites is your source for every Second Matters, gun channels, gear, MOID, and more. They have patches, stickers, and other items, and every Friday is Free Patch Friday. Buy cool stuff at gearwebsites.com.
GearWebsites.com is your source for firearms-based playing cards and books. We also have mugs, shirts, and posters with designs that we've made live. Of course, we have patches. Every Friday is Free Patch Friday. We appreciate your support. Thank you for shopping at GearWebsites.com.
All right.
You know, speaking of obscure laws, in Oklahoma and maybe in Iowa, it's illegal to have a patch panel without a Gear Websites patch on it. It only costs me $50 to bribe a lawmaker there to make that a law.
And Ozzy wants to remind us, just a reminder, there are no barbecue guns, only barbecue holsters. J Delta adds that the military is guided by the UCMJ, Uniform Code of Military Justice. A lot of comments out there on this, because we got a lot of ex-military people out there. So the Gun Snob says, I have a Gear Websites Oklahoma patch panel. Yes, you do.
That makes you above the law. You can do whatever you want. It's like having one of them like gold badges that you could just flash at cops while you're speeding past them.
Now, mine is rectangular, but I could just cut the upper right corner off at kind of a little jagged angle, and I could make it into a Kansas. Pretty easy. That's really all there is to it. So that's not hard to do at all. So, yeah, all kinds of cool stuff like that. But you know what else is cool? Why, this is cool.
Oh, who's the chicken that everyone loves? Gizzard Gary, who's 4'2" but stands above. Gizzard Gary, a ton of ex-wives and more to come. Gizzard Gary, who loves to give gifts to everyone. Gizzard Gary, giveaway. Gizzard Gary, giveaway. Gizzard Gary, giveaway.
Hi, folks. Gizzard Gary here. All right, so I better get my camera turned on here, because it's time for me to start showing the prizes that you could win for tonight's drawing. That hashtag is #FT320 or 332. #FT332 to enter the giveaway. There's still time. And the winner's going to receive the Gizzard Gary channel sticker. Also the Fowl Territory thumbnail sticker. And we're going to throw in a couple here from Excess Sights. We're going to throw in this cool one with the dinosaur. Also, this one from SHOT Show 2025. I got a limited number of those from the good people at Excess Sights. The fastest sights in any light, by the way. We've got this sticker from the Ron Wayne channel. Jacob S. says, me want dino. There you go. Sandy V. China is out there, I see also. From DM Foss, we have the Hell No Kitty sticker. We also have the Papa Smurf. There's not a lot of these left, by the way. Better get them while you can. And now the special Hens edition, you're going to get the Haterade Thirst Destroyer with Obnoxious One's likeness on it. And then you're going to get Sarge and In Charge. Isn't that Foss a clever fella? You're going to get Snobby's Dairy straight from the bowl. And to make it fair, you're also going to get Gizzard Gary. Okay, so patches. We got patches too. So we've got this one courtesy of Stan at SS Pawn. We have this patch. This is a sewn patch from Dead Air Silencers. Very nice. Courtesy of XS Sights, we have this I'm Seeing Them at Night patch. Very nice patch. Also from Gun Owners of America, courtesy of Ron Wayne, Deer Don't Wear Kevlar Vest. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what the patch says anyway. And it is getting close to Halloween. I know you guys might be having Halloween parties, and I don't want your guests making rings on your furniture, so the winner's going to get a complete set of coasters, courtesy of EAA. And it's got the perfect amount. It's got 7. That's the exact amount of coasters you will need for your party. All right.
Set a set of coasters out for in case trick-or-treaters had cups that were sweaty. But then I was scared that they might take the coasters thinking that they were, trick-or-treat treats. So I'm in a dilemma.
And I want...
Gary probably has enough where he can give each kid a coaster as a trick-or-treat gift.
Want to remind everybody that the winner will receive a cleaner and lubricant combo kit from these people right up here in the corner. Our sponsor, Aegis Gun Care. So, all kinds of good stuff for tonight's giveaway.
In Kansas, the trick-or-treating is all wheat. You just give the kids wheat.
Pretty much. Yeah, or bread.
Right. What about donuts? Do donuts count?
Oh, we do have donuts here in this state. So let's go ahead and put the giveaway tool on the screen. And that is right here. And we have 25 entries into the giveaway. Very nice. So I think we've given everybody plenty of time. So let's have that drum roll.
What are you doing that with?
StreamYard.
Oh, see it.
Yeah, it's something new. And our winner tonight is, how about that? All the way from Twitch, Jacob S. has won.
One of the many variations of Jacob. There were quite a few that were flashing by.
Gun Snob says, come on. Now, if he entered from Twitch, does he have to answer from Twitch?
Yes. It's only
No,
Because
that's
YouTube,
never been a
Jacob.
rule.
That's never been a rule. Okay. Snub says, I wanted those hand stickers. Well, I will probably save back a set for all 4 of us. So don't worry, there's still plenty. But Jacob S., I think I have your address. You've won on this show before, haven't you? At least 19 times or something like that.
Well, he answered from Twitch anyway, so.
Did he?
Yep.
All right. Well, congratulations, Jacob. All right. So we can go ahead. We can go ahead and get rid of that because we're going to go ahead and segue. Notice how I said segue into our second part of the show. And maybe our second favorite part of the show. And that is where we have people send stuff in and we put it on a screen. We call it Show Us Your Gorn. All right. So let's go out there and see if we've got any Gorn. So far, at least on the email, I'm not seeing any. So let me go check. I'm going to go check my Discord. I do believe there's some in the Discord this week. So that's right. I do have a Discord server. If you are on Discord and would like to join the Gizzard Gary Discord server, there is a link, I believe, in the description. And I will send that to you. So let's see. 1023. Okay, this one's new. Okay. So let me go ahead and share that screen. This first one is from DM Foss. And it's a milk carton. It says, "Have you seen me? Rear takedown, detent, and spring. Last seen leaving lower receiver at 20% light speed. Likely entered shadow realm upon contact with garage floor."
I had never seen that on the back of a milk crate before, and been on the internet since like the beginning of the internet. I thought that was pretty cool. That's clever. Has anybody ever seen that before?
I have
No,
not.
I like that one.
Right? Like it makes total sense. Like I can't believe in all the years of seeing memes, I've never seen something like that in any version. I mean, not just that like picture, but like the whole concept. I'm like, it was like, oh man, it makes such sense. They could put that on the back of like 223 bulk ammo. That'd be hilarious.
Let's see. October. This is today from G-Webs.
Yeah, I just put that up right now. So that I bought that at a bin store for $15. It's a $200 $200+ RC car that's all metal and everything. Like the whole frame's metal, all the gears and stuff is metal. You can take it all apart. It is super fun. Anyway, I just put that up. It's not really going.
No wonder we don't get anything good at the bin stores here. Your stores get it all.
Yeah,
Dude,
I want one of those.
You don't
That's
get it all the
pretty cool.
time, but you got to go on the, it's just like anything. You got to go on the regular. But yeah, that was a super.
Oh yeah, we've checked out this one here like 5 times, and they never had anything worth buying in there.
I've gotten a lot of broken ones. Like a lot of people buy stuff on Amazon. Imagine people buy stuff on Amazon, break it, and then buy it again, put the broken one in the box, and send it back. And that's what shows up at the bin stores all the time. Not all, but sometimes. And that's what I assumed this was. But I opened it up, looked at it, and I'm like, oh, it looks pretty good. And I took it out, and it works awesome.
That's one of the things that's one of the things my son handles at Walmart. People is returns, and he said you'd be surprised how many people get something, break it, put it in a box, take it back to Walmart, or they'll put a brick or something in there. And it's like, and he has to go through all these things and make sure it's something that can go back on a shelf or not.
What happens a lot too is it'll be like, $200 thing, and then you open it and it is a $5 version of it. So somebody bought the $200 thing, put the $5 thing in it, and returned the $200 thing, got their $200 back. But you put in like the rip-off $5, Walmart version or something.
Yep.
Okay, so we got this that was sent to us by the Gun Snob. I think he's the one on the right. That is his daughter Aubrey from senior night last week.
How old is that dude? His kids are seniors.
That's his youngest.
He's a grandpa.
Very nice. Very good looking family, I tell you.
I mean, it's really easy to guess how old he is. Look at all that 5 head there.
Wow.
Trying to get him in here.
Okay, I do believe we have some emails that have came in the last couple minutes. So, wow. Okay, this is from 223 DMR. And I think it kind of speaks for itself. Coming soon to Netflix, Tranbo. Wow.
Don't give them any ideas.
It probably happened. Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like it would be mildly entertaining.
And let's see. I think, yeah, it's the only one in that email. And then we've got a few pictures here from our winner, Jacob S. So let's take a look. Okay, and the email says the International Peace Bell in Knoxville, Tennessee, supposedly identical to the one they have in Japan, the one they ring there to remember the loss of Hiroshima in the peace agreement. And there are several pictures here, so that's the first one. Okay, and this one's a little bit closer shot. So you can kind of read what's on the side of it and everything. That's a big old piece of iron there. Okay. And here's the other side of the bell.
I posted another bell picture on the Discord. You figure them pieces of wood for the roof have something to do with the acoustics for that bell, or that it's just artistically done like that?
I don't know.
You know, like a tuning fork or something. I want to say something. You know, like add to the sound somehow.
I think it was probably artistically done. Like, how often are they actually ringing that bell?
Looks like to me that's where they're striking it.
It just seems like a weird roof. It just, I'm looking at the roof going, that's not really a roof. It's just there for shape maybe or something. So that's why it made me think, I wonder if it has something to do with the bell, maybe. We'd have to look at one in Japan, I guess.
We might have to go look. Okay, so
Jacob says artistic. Jacob says just artistic.
Yeah, something like Japanese architecture or something.
So we got a couple more things in the Discord from G-Webs here. So here's the first one.
I seen this the other day when I was driving around.
Is that what you call a drive-in Taco Bell or what?
That's the wrong way to use the drive-through, I guess.
Yeah.
You know what happened? I guess the guy must have been parking and something happened with his vehicle and he smashed right in. But he was one of the people there to fix the store, like the refrigeration company or something. And then the Taco Bell got closed down for like a day because they were like rebuilding the whole drive-through.
He wanted to get in there close so he wouldn't have to walk so far with his tools, I guess.
This is like 4 a.m. Anyway, that's the lake I was at this weekend. The puppies looking at the lake.
Nice.
You can't really see the lake out of the hole because all our lakes are just filled in, canyons or whatever.
Yeah. Jacob S. says that's at least 6 foot tall. Okay, so let's see. We got more stuff from the Gun Snob here. So let's take a look. He's going to show us some cool stuff here. Okay, Applegorn, my new Ultra 3 I just got earlier. Will you look at that?
How much do those cost?
I don't know.
I just got the 17 Pro Max today.
I don't even have a 17.
Is that the phone or the watch?
Yeah, that's a phone.
The phone.
You did?
Yeah.
You're an iPhoneist? I thought you were.
I had a free line on my account, so I put the iPhone on that for now so I can mess with it, see if I really want to make the switch or not. Because, ever since I went blind, I've always been told by any organizations that I talk to, also Patriot in the Dark, that Apple's accessibility features are way better, even for companies that make apps. There's just more of them and blah, blah, blah. So I was like, I should probably just try and figure out an iPhone finally. But still have my Galaxy for now.
It's probably because Appleists are so lazy that they can't handle finding stuff on their phone.
Yep.
So this is another picture that Snob sent me. No description on this.
It's an axe.
He's got an axe to grind, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Snob says, I got the 17 Pro after I yeeted my 15 Pro off a 7th floor balcony last month. Yeah.
Why do I think there's a story there?
Oh, I feel like you need to get in here and share that story. But mine's
It's a
Pro
grumpy
Max.
bear,
What now?
he said. Weston says Apple is better for accessibility features. My mom-in-law is blind, and she uses Apple products pretty good.
Well, why am I scrolling down his page and I don't see no Apple Watch videos? What the hell? What the heck?
Oh, I imagine they're coming.
They better be. They should have been up 15 minutes after he got the thing in his wrist.
Yeah, for the next new one comes out. But
Snuff says he wishes his mother-in-law was mute.
wow. So anyway, well, what else is going on, guys? Anything? Any excitement?
I've been up on a mountain and down next to a lake for the last 4 days almost.
It's been raining here for the last 4 days or so. Rainy and cloudy and unseasonably cool. Highs in the 50s.
Well, that's weird. It's like, I think it's unseasonably hot. It seems like it's hot. It's like still hitting 90s here. And it finally stopped raining. That's why we went camping. So it finally stopped raining.
Weston says, blind mom-in-law to be was nice when I was dating her daughter. Yeah, probably. Never thought about that. Guns and Water is out there. Looks like we've lost quite a few people. We still have 17 people watching this. But, yeah, it looks like, at the risk of losing G-Webs, I'm going to mention sports one last time because the Chiefs are leading 28-7. There's under a minute left, so this game is over, folks.
Game. But
give this one to the Chiefs.
All those people that left early, they're going to be really sad when they miss out on that second giveaway that's going to be happening.
Mm-hmm.
What are you giving away?
Oprah giveaway. Everybody already has the item underneath their seats. They just don't know it.
Going to say, is Rich going to give away his knife finally, or
no? That's never happening.
At the risk of bringing a topic at the end of the show, similar to the AI thing. Now that I'm a dronist, I've been noticing that drones are in the same position as guns and AI because they're from China. Because they are from China. I mean, I'm not saying they're not from China, and all the good ones are from that one company in China, and 20% of that company is owned by the government. But on that is that every company, 20% of every company in China is owned by the government or something like that. So it's not like it's a unique thing. It's just that it's a normal thing in China, which is still a thing. But because of that, and there's a company in the United States that uses Chinese parts and assembles them here and is saying because DJI is in China that they're a bad deal, that there should be a law that says that drones used in the United States have to have United States something, right? Some fingerprint, hey, guess what? Maybe if they're assembled here, right? So because of that, and nobody's scrutinizing that because, drones are just drones. They're just hobbyists or somebody uses them for their job, but it's not enough people to matter to make big enough voice. So that company is going around and saying DJI is bad. They're mapping the country, all these like scary things that maybe are happening, but probably aren't. And because they're saying all this and there's nothing, no, what do you going to call it? Like no group of people to say the opposite. The drone people who own these things are just people that own them. You know what I mean? They're not brought together like the rights of a gun ownership or anything. So drones are about to get banned in the United States, and we're going to be in a place where the rest of the world is going to understand, you know, life with regular recreational drones, and drones being used for search and rescue, and drones being used for mapping, and drones being used for agricultural stuff, drones being used for surveillance, good and bad, drones being used for weather, right? All these things that like we use aircraft for that are super expensive, and because of that, few companies are able to offer the info or the data that drones can democratize. Is that the way to say it? And you know, we're at the beginning of I don't know what to call it, like, you know, another realm when drones get, you know, you've seen how drones have developed in the last number of years, and we're about to be stifled because a company that's got a financial interest, and I don't know if you want to call it political as much as financial interest in changing things, and enough people don't care one way or the other that they're willing to let the government say, yeah, let's ban this type of drone. I don't know if I've explained it well enough. I don't want to go in circles, but just throwing that out there, I think that's another why I think that is a thing that's happening right now. It's something like December. They're going to make that ruling on whether or not that DJI company can still drones in the United States or not. And that's like saying, we think Glocks are dangerous, so we don't think Glocks should be able to sell guns in the United States. And if everyone at the time would have said, yeah, we don't care about plastic guns, okay. You know what I mean? Where would we be today if Glock hadn't stirred the pot a little bit? You know, we all be running around with 38s and maybe Smith & Wesson autos, but they would look like the 80s ones or something.
So
Or just something to ponder.
I'm not sure if the 280 comparison's the best one. I would look at it because like all these drones nowadays, they're coming out with camera capabilities, GPS, all kinds of stuff. And if what this company that you're talking about is, if what they're saying is remotely true, you know, there is a bit of a national security risk. Look no further than when the government was like, hey, we need to get rid of TikTok. Why were they doing it? It's because China was using it to spy on everything.
Were they? Question mark?
Yeah.
Or was Facebook saying that, and was Instagram saying that, and was YouTube saying that because they didn't like the idea of somebody spending a lot of time on a TikTok, a yellow thing, when they should be on their red things? I mean, I'm not defending TikTok. I'm just saying, question mark, you know, like, what do you call that? Like devil's advocate?
Even if you put the question mark there, do we risk, like with TikTok, the problem was all these government agents with government phones, et cetera, which any of that information is fairly obtainable via FOIA request at the end of the day if you had the correct information to obtain it. But when you look at the terms, like even with Facebook, you know, there'll be times where it's like, you know, do we have permission to use your microphone? And you get to be like, yes, or only when I'm using the app, or no way. All kinds of things that are doing that. And do you have an app that's run by a foreign government with the ability to then spy on people, more importantly, you know, government agents? Do you allow that to happen? Now, I realize at the end of the day, it's like, well,
agents not to carry those phones or whatever, you know what I mean?
Well, that's the problem, is because they had the phones and they were just downloading the TikTok. And my idea here is, you know, people are going to fly these all over the place. And on a whole, is there anything really that should be worried about? No, absolutely freaking not. But
Aren't there satellites? Don't you think we think that Google has, or I mean, that China has a Google satellites thing like Google Earth? Like we don't think they have satellites that can read license plates like we have satellites that
Oh,
can read
I would
license plates?
say every country has satellites. That's why we try and camouflage stuff. That's why China is literally building new ships and everything else inside of mountains next to the ocean. It's insane what they're doing.
That's just the camera part of drones. Drones can also deliver a hand grenade or a bomb or something like that. So we know that part of it's a thing. But then that would require an agent provocateur or whatever putting it on the drone. It's not like the drone itself can overheat and become a thing that that's not a thing.
And I'd also like to be clear. I am not saying that I'm in favor of banning drones or anything. I'm just kind of saying, like, comparing it to the TikTok and the potentiality of something like that. Like, I could see the argument, but at the end of the day, I think it's a straw man argument.
Well, no, it's against straw man because I'm not doing anything.
No, not you. The company that's doing it.
Whatever. But no, I hear you. It's not the same. It's not a right necessarily, I guess. But what about this? Drones can deliver munitions. Drones can give Overwatch capability to the person instead of a state. I want that right, period. Like, I don't have to justify that. I want the right to be able to send something up over my house in my neighborhood to know what's going on and who's coming. I use that all the time when we're out camping and playing around. If there was something going down, I want that capability, and I'm going to call that an arm at some point. And it doesn't have to drop a munition. Do we call night visions armed? Do we have the right to night vision? Do we have the right to thermal? So drone is nothing more than an addition to our eyes and our ears a little bit. So we kind of can get into two-way without being, just being a whatever, contrary or whatever. It can kind of slide, it's adjacent enough to slide right over, I think, if we wanted to get into it. But like, I guess what I was saying, it's not really a right, but, it could potentially be a right. But even if it's not a right, I just don't like the idea of, I don't even know, like maybe it's another thing would be, like, I don't want to get into something like books because then it could be in the First Amendment. But even if it's like cars or something where there's really no right to drive around a car or something, and then it would be like saying, hey, the Japanese cars are taking away our jobs or whatever, let's ban them. I think that was a thing. Gizzard would know more than this because we were little kids back then. But weren't they trying to ban Japanese cars when they were a threat to Detroit?
Well, they've already banned Chinese cars. You can't buy a Chinese car.
But I mean, back when we were little kids, they were.
Yeah, I know. I know when you're talking about it. I'm talking
they
about
talked about it. They
relevant.
slapped some pretty hefty tariffs on them even back then.
Yeah.
I was going to say the only thing that happened, I think they slapped some really hefty tariffs, and then the lack of competition, some would argue, made Detroit worse because then they're like, okay, we're safe, and that's when the quality went downhill.
Loaded, right? Because they were safe, quote unquote, but they were also their jobs were secure. They couldn't get fired. Yeah,
the only reason why I brought up the Chinese cars is because that's now, and that's in place. There was one truck channel I watched. They went down to Mexico and got this one guy's electric truck that's made in China and brought it back here to test because you can buy them in Mexico and bring them back, but you can't buy them here in the U.S. And it was superior to every other electric truck on the market, but you can't buy it in this country because you can't buy the stuff from China, the cars from China here.
So real quick, we have this going on a screen that was shown by Justin Grimm. Some of y'all never had to push your own car, then jump in and pop the clutch, and it shows.
Dude, some of y'all never had to go like a year doing that because you just didn't feel like paying for a battery. And you could.
I've 100% done that.
I didn't know Camino that I did that for a long time.
Real quick, before we get done here, I want to shout out to Weston. 2 different times he gifted a membership. So Kent received a gift membership. Also, Pick received a gift membership. So thank you, Weston, very much for doing that. I appreciate it.
Swell guy.
He is all right.
That's only like $10 used. He's really, he brought up 1/10 of what it takes to get me off the panel tonight, folks. And you guys couldn't help him out at all. Come on.
Now, does that qualify as the second giveaway and then a bonus third giveaway on top of it?
It depends on what you're giving away, I suppose. Anyway, Justin's out there, and
from Mexico, I thought.
Defense Dad's also out there. We had a lot of people jump in and out. So
it says that you can buy an electric pickup from Mexico. You have to go, somebody in Mexico has to buy it, and then you get a broker to import it, and it's $53,000. They start at $53,000.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much they would cost here.
That's cheap. That's still going to be cheaper in the long run than what buying one of the other ones are. Because if you get like a Ridvin or a Cybertruck, you're talking over $100,000 for them.
Well, like you're saying, there's probably some that you can't even buy here because of rules.
Mm-hmm.
all right. So anyway, I think it's time to go ahead and go into the third and final segment of the show, and that is called What Did You Learn? And in this segment of the show, I'm going to ask each of my panelists what they learned in tonight's show, and then I'm going to give them a chance to plug what they got coming up. We're going to start with Rich White. What did you learn, Rich?
I learned that there's still a lot of disagreement whether we should be using AI for monitoring people or not, and in what circumstances we should and shouldn't.
All right, fair enough. What you got coming up? Possibility of a show, maybe?
Yeah, tomorrow night at 9 o'clock Eastern. Since couldn't do it yesterday because I'm having technical issues with my internet, we will be doing This Week Unloaded on the Unloaded Media channel. Usually you will find that on Sunday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern. But yeah, had internet issues last night and was not able to do the show.
All right. Well, thank you for being here. I do want to say hello to a late coming panelist. The Gun Snob has joined us. Good evening.
Good evening.
Hooray!
What's going on with you, buddy?
Just came in to tell you what I learned, but I'll wait my turn.
Okay. All righty. Well, let's go ahead and go through the rest of the panel. Guns and Barbecue, what did you learn tonight?
I learned that when G and I can have a go around, Rich White won't say any words because we use all of them. You folks are welcome.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. What have you got coming up? You got a show this week? Sure.
I plan on it, barring any major life events again, but that's not in the plans. So yeah, should have a show this week. I think I'll dive more into that stuff with the school board this evening. It's not that there's too much more to dive into, but I figure it might be an interesting discussion to have. So we'll discuss that. We'll do a bracket, and I haven't decided if I'm going to give away something or not. Probably not, but you never know.
All righty. Well, thank you for being here. Let's go to G-Webs. What did you learn?
Well, first I added a new Gorn to the Gorn in your Discord real quick. If you got a minute.
Okay, hold on.
The best stomper out there at least the fastest picture I could get of the best stomper. I think there was a better paint job than that. But when they came out with the Corvette stomper, that was mine.
Mm-hmm.
I had a blue one. But I just seen a van one. I should get the van stomper.
Yeah, you should get that.
Right. But I learned that Barbecue hates AI. He's just scared of AI. Thanks for hosting. I don't have nothing going on.
You don't have nothing else. All right. Well, thank you for being here. And then finally,
what's
that?
And he ruins the chat.
Last but not least, the Gun Snob. What did you learn?
I learned that barbecue is a prick, but I really didn't learn that because I already knew that. So, F barbecue. And I also learned G is in the pocket of big AI and big drone, so he's getting 2 big checks this week.
Mm-hmm.
I do get paid by drones for dang sure. But I'm also going to be advocating, even if I wasn't, because I think they're a right that we all have. I mean, seriously, we definitely want the right to have a drone up in the air if somebody's messing with our house or our neighborhood.
Oh, I like my women like I like my chicken with a little bit of fat on the ends, not too much, not too little, just enough to make me grin. You're welcome,
Boy,
Ozzy.
that brings up
Now we got copyright.
good old times. Yeah. All right. That
There's
all you
I,
got,
RT.
Snobby?
I tried to get G to sing earlier on his show, but he wouldn't do it.
So are you doing a live show this week? Everybody else is.
Uh, I'll check my schedule.
You should go live just to really shake everybody up. What? Snobs
They
live?
think that if I just released a video, to be honest.
I hear that. Alrighty.
They're about to get some plasma cutter and welder videos, though, because I got some of those recorded.
That and an Apple Watch. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, get that Apple Watch up there.
I might
Well,
make a video out of it on Amazon,
so-
but it doesn't really show up.
Like you can smash a drill right on the face and it doesn't hurt nothing. Do that a bunch of times.
Why did your phone get flight lessons anyway?
Oh, that was when we were in Pigeon Forge. We were on a 7th-story balcony. Stacy was sitting out there, and I walked out there, and Sarge had texted me because I was going to meet up with him later that day. He texted me when I pulled it out of my pocket. I kind of fumbled it, and then as I tried to catch it, it went over the balcony that I was about 2 foot from and landed on a bunch of river rock
Oh,
in the pouring down rain.
Should have said you had like a picture of somebody and they were fighting you for it, and then you had to wing it off the balcony in order to pull it
so
down or something.
everything that could have went wrong in that situation did, except for lightning striking the phone too.
Yeah, pretty much. But when I got down there, I thought it was just the screen busted, and then I took the case off, and the whole back was busted, and it was like bent in half. But it's still connected to CarPlay as we drove around looking for a US Cellular to replace it.
Wow.
I've heard allegations.
Have you
Snob
ever seen the rain?
I've heard allegations that Snob doesn't even turn on those welders. That's all AI imaging of the welders being used in those videos.
That's why I'm pro AI.
Heck yeah.
It's AI and him going.
Probably.
Yeah, pretty much.
Alrighty. Well, let's go ahead and run this into the garage. I'd like to thank everybody for being out there. Everybody watching tonight on YouTube, also the people on Twitch and on Rumble, thank you for watching. If you're watching on replay, thank you for checking out the replay. Thanks to everyone on the panel, Rich White, Guns Barbecue, G-Webs, and the Gun Snob. Also to everyone out there who sent in Gorn or left comments out there. Congratulations to Jacob S., tonight's prize giveaway winner. And a special thanks to all of my supporters, my channel members on YouTube for what they do to support the channel. I truly appreciate it. So we will be back. Well, actually, we'll be here for my channel members Wednesday night, 8:30 p.m. Central for the members only chat. And we'll give away a knife or two. I haven't decided yet, but there'll be at least one, maybe two. Never know. We'll be back for Fowl Territory next Monday at 9:00 p.m. Central. So come back and join us again. And always remember that if anyone tries to infringe on your right to keep and bear arms, give them the bird. I'm Gizzard Gary, and you're not. But that's all right. Anyway, we will see you next time. I'm going to give my panelists one last chance to say goodnight, and then we're going to roll the end credits. So say goodnight, panelist.
Good night, panelists.
Quick, look at my avatar. Good night.
3, 2, 1. Bye.